Today we are with very special guest, Mr. Anand Seth. He is from the USA, but he is Indian origin. His heart is thriving for India, staying in USA. I met him at a friend's house and I learnt about his noble work he's doing through his organization called Edu-Girls. Mr. Anand, thank you so much for being on our show. It's a pleasure.
It's a real pleasure for me to talk about girls' education.
So he is a founder and an extremely active member of Edu-Girls, which is working relentlessly to educate the underprivileged slum children in India. He identifies few schools in India which are run by talented individuals who have the zeal and intention to work for the betterment of rural kids and slum kids, and work and fund them and provide them
Technical assistance, advice on what to do, how to move forward. I believe in tough love. So we indulge them in overcoming whatever constraints come in the way, but we insist that some outcomes, real outcomes, are achieved. And that's where the tough love comes in. There's no limit to the support we'll provide as long as some real concrete results are being achieved. You know, COVID, when it came, we thought the nearly $1 million that we had put into Vimukti would go up in smoke. That was a big concern. And then our donors backed us up and the school authorities backed us up. And within a period of 6 months, all the girls were on digital learning. Teachers were trained, laptops were distributed, security mechanisms were set up. And these girls amazed us because when the board exams took place last year, they outdid the rest of the school board. And this is their hunger to learn. Today you went to the physical space that they call school. It's a rented space. There's no sports fields, there's no science lab, but the schooling that the teachers provide, the guidance that the teachers provide, the digital learning support, the special tuitions that they organize.
the career development that they are giving.
And staying with the girls after they finish high school to channel them into vocations, channel them into higher education, and being a partner with them. That part is exceptional.
Let's start Edu-Girls from the very scratch, since really.
You know, life is a series of accidents. And I had, of course, a desire in the back of my mind to give something back to the country, the society that invested so much in my own education. But in 2012, I was here for a long time and visited Vibhukti Girls' School. There were about 70 kids going up to grade 5, nothing exceptional to be very honest. And then on the back side of the wall, behind Lavlina's desk, there was their mission statement. And the mission statement basically said, we'll take these girls living in the slums of Jaipur and make them into confident young women who know their rights and responsibilities and who can stand on their 2 feet, financially independent. I said, if a mission statement like that doesn't inspire you to get engaged, what will? So I got engaged, went back home, went back to the US, sat down with my friends in a living room, passed the hat around, told them the story. We had $9,000 on the table. And that's how we started getting engaged with Vimukti. And then over the next few years, I mean, I give...
So you came back and formed...
So then we had to, you know, then friends who were donating said, look, we want the tax break, so you have to establish yourself as a non-profit organization in the US to give them a tax break. But the main thing was that between 2012 and 2018, we did a lot of experimentation. So with the school, we made experimentation on what it takes to take that girl in the slum to be financially independent. And as a result of that, we developed what we call a 10 mantra models. 10 things you need to do right, and that includes early childhood development, where you invest very early, all the way to career development, where you hold her hands till she is in a job. Okay, and this 10 mantra formula is now the basis on which Edu-Girls, having developed it with Vimukti, which we call the Vimukti way here, is being applied in 4 different schools. Again, focusing on girls, because girls have this dual challenge. First, poverty forces the parents to ration resources, and they put resources where they think, the boy is more likely to be looking after them in their old age, the girl will get married and go to another house, so they put the investment in the boy. So to overcome those biases that exist in our society, we have developed this 10 mantra model. And now I was in Hyderabad, I was in Bangalore, I was in Noida, I'm going to Firozabad tomorrow. In all these locations, we are applying the 10 mantra model to make sure that in the next 10 years, maybe there are 20 different places, different states where we have this model in practice. And what it shows is to take a girl living in slums and get her to financial independence does not take an arm and a leg. It's about $400 a year that we spend on a girl to take her through this journey. And the government spends typically $450 a child in government schools. So we're not spending an arm and a leg for a very low cost, as long as you do all 10 things. It's a package. You take something out of the package, and before you know, things collapse. And as a non-profit, working with our counterparts in different cities, we find that we have the flexibility to do all 10. You don't have to go to another department to make sure the buses are running. You don't have to go to another department saying the food is being delivered. You don't have to another department, the career development is taking place. It all takes place under the flexibility of a non-profit structure, where you can do anything that is needed to be done.
And what are those 10, if at all you want to share some, like some mantras?
The first one clearly is safety. If the parents are going to let the girl out of their sight, so we have safe transport where the girls are picked up from the slums, brought to the school and go back. We have a safe school. Initially, it was an all-female campus. Now we have 1 or 2 instructors who are males, because they are the.
Yeah.
So first thing is safety. 2 or 3 aspects of that. The second one is a flexible schedule. These girls in these poor households have responsibilities to, both parents are out there making a living. And so
at a very young age, they start cooking in the house. Yes.
So for a long time, we were starting the school at 11 o'clock and working till 2:30 to give them time to do their other, and then working through Saturdays and 240 days a year when the government school only runs for 190. So again, adjusting to their circumstance, that they need that space to take care of other responsibility. And then, of course, if you're not delivering quality in the learning, the parent will say, look, go and work as a maid somewhere else, bring a few pennies home, rather than go to a school that doesn't deliver. So the whole aspect of quality, teacher training, having digital learning options, having options to learn on your own time 24/7. So one of our software packages allows a girl to learn at her own level, at her own time, in her own space. It's an artificial intelligence based program, but the girl does not have to feel ridiculed if you are at the bottom of the learning pyramid to ask silly questions in school. She can do her own learning in private time and catch up. And then there's a support through scholarships after they finish, and there are constant evaluations twice a year. Even if there's no school board, we have an independent testing mechanism. And then 2 things happen. Those who are performing well get awards, and those who are at the bottom of the pile, the bottom quartile, they get special attention. So we have a contract with each school, not just for top performance, but we also have a contract with the school how the bottom quartile is doing. And in the bottom quartile, the school is supposed to make a certain level of progress, and there's a special prize for the kid that made the most improvement in the bottom quartile. So it's a complete package. That's what I want to say. Hygiene, health, you name it. So the 10 mantras, I mean, I can, I would like to show you the 10 mantra chart if I can, but it's a complete package of things that in a government case, it would require 3 different departments to be operating together. These are the 10 mantras. And the important thing is that they are a package. You just don't do 6 of them and not do the other 4. You do all 10. And this package only costs you just more than $1 a day. It's amazing. And it consists of adjusting the school schedule to meet the needs of the girl, make sure there are incentives for their performance, make sure the education is high quality. And we also develop non-academic life skills, how to manage stress, how to make presentations, how to communicate, how to work in teams. If you're coming to the school hungry, how are you going to learn? And so we make sure there are hygienic meals allowed, vocational and college scholarships, working with the community, working with the parents, so the girls constantly feel this pressure to get married young and to work with the parents. So these teachers, I mean, amazing that they become life coaches and the girls share their problems with them and then they get involved. So if the girl comes back and says, look, I'm feeling this huge pressure at home to get married and stop learning, they would go and talk to the parents and have other parents talk to the parents.
This comes in community outreach also.
Yes. There are dropouts. 10% of the girls cannot withstand the pressure they have, but 90% of the girls continue post finishing high school and continue into vocational training and college scholarships. तभी मैं बेंगलोर में था, एक झुग्गी झोंपड़ी में टारपोलिन की छत थी, माता जी थी, उनका नाम था स्वाति, जो कि डेली लेबर करती हैं, 250 रुपये कमाती हैं एक दिन में. वो उस दिन काम पे नहीं गई. क्यों? कि वो मेरे से मिलना चाहती थी, कि मेरे को वो शुक्रिया करना चाहती थी कि आपने मेरी बच्ची को पढ़ाया. तो मैंने पूछा उनसे, आप ये गवर्नमेंट स्कूल है पास में, आप वहाँ क्यों नहीं भेजती? क्योंकि मुझे बताया गया कि गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में आपको हर रोज़ 5 रुपये मिलते हैं लड़की को सिर्फ स्कूल भेजने के लिए. कहते सर वहाँ तो पढ़ाई ही नहीं होती, मैं क्यों भेजूँ उसको? फिर वो तो ऐसे दिस इज़ द काइंड ऑफ फीडबैक. अब मैं एक और कहानी सुनाता हूँ. 16 तारीख को मैं नोएडा गया था. मेरे थोड़े IIT के दोस्त थे, उन्होंने बोला वहाँ पे कुछ अच्छा काम हो रहा है, तो आप नोएडा सेक्टर 16 जाइए, क्या स्काई स्केपर्स हैं, क्या ग्लिट्सी बिल्डिंग्स हैं, और वहाँ पे एक नाला है, नाला के अलॉन्ग एक बस्ती है, बस्ती में जो वर्कर्स हैं जो बिल्डिंग में काम कर रहे हैं वहाँ रहते हैं, पैक लाइक सार्डीज एंड ऐसे. और तो IIT वालों ने देखा कि भाई ये बच्चे सड़क पे बेगिंग कर रहे हैं, इनको तैयार करके साफ़ करके गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में दाखिल करा देते हैं. तो उन्होंने किया, गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में गए और 4 हफ्ते में दे वर बैक ऑन द स्ट्रीट. तो क्या हुआ भाई कि साहब उस गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में 6 ग्रेड हैं और 1 टीचर है. तो उनके माँ बाप भी कहते हैं भाई चुप आप बैक करो, 100-150 रुपये लेके आओ, वाई वेस्ट योर टाइम इन अ गवर्नमेंट स्कूल. सो which is not to say कि all government schools are like that, but especially in slums, around slums where there's, people don't have a sense of voice, they can't influence what happens in government services. हालत ऐसी है कि all माताएं यही डिसाइड करती हैं कि अगर अच्छी एजुकेशन नहीं मिल रही तो बच्ची को सड़क पे एक बैग करने दो या मेड का काम करने दो. बट इफ़ यू प्रोवाइड क्वालिटी एजुकेशन दे विल स्टे. एंड एज आई सेड इन बोथ Bangalore and I've just come back from Hyderabad, the news is that girls can accomplish anything provided you give them a little break to break through all the obstacles that poverty throws at them and all the tough choices that parents make in favor of the boy because they don't have the resources. And that's why we keep trying to remove obstacles in the way of girls getting a decent education. And we know once you remove these obstacles, sky is the limit for them. And I'll tell you, the most satisfying day I had was last Sunday. 3 साल बाद came back and went to this particular location they call the satellite center, which is close to the slum where these girls come from. और वहाँ पे there were about 35 young adults who had finished their high school and are now pursuing vocational careers and college careers.
Wow.
And to me, that that vision statement that I had seen was coming to reality, because in the next room were 12 girls who actually had jobs. And 4 of them were saying that I want to set up my own business. And other 4 were saying, moment I am settled, I'm going to be giving back.
This is fulfilling, definitely. और देर आपने मुझे you told me a story that inspired you in 2012 when you started your Edu-Girls. That story of your friend telling you, that really got you very emotional.
I will tell you the story, but if I cry, excuse me.
I'll cry with you.
So 2004 में उनकी बेटी मेड की लड़की सीमा के साथ बाहर खेल रही थी. जब खेल कूद के आए किचन में तो लवलीना जी ने अपनी बेटी से पूछा, बेटी दूध पियोगी? तो उसको गिलास दिया. तो जब अपने कोने में देखा आँख से कि सीमा वो दूध के गिलास की तरफ देख रही है, तो लवली जी ने सीमा से ही पूछा, बेटा तुम दूध पियोगी? तो जो सीमा ने जवाब दिया उस ऑफ़र का, उससे लवलीना जी was shaken up, because सीमा ने क्या बोला कि दूध मेरे भाई के लिए है, मेरा भाई स्कूल जाता है. तो आप सोचिए कि सीमा के उसकी थिंकिंग की, उसके दिमाग पे क्या असर पड़ा हुआ होगा कि वो कहती है कि वो उसके लायक ही नहीं है कि वो स्कूल जाए, उसके लायक ही नहीं है कि उसको दूध पिया जाए. तो जब ऐसी समाज में स्थिति होती है तो फिर परिवर्तन कहाँ आ सकता है. तो तब से अब मुझे 12 साल हो गए, मैं एजू-गर्ल्स चला रहा हूँ और सिर्फ लक्ष्य यही है कि जो मिशन स्टेटमेंट था लवली जी का, टू कन्वर्ट ये बच्ची जो स्लम से आती है उसको अपने दोनों पाँव पे खड़े होने की क्षमता दो, उसके ऊपर हम लगे हुए हैं. पहले तो हमने 4-5 साल तो सिर्फ जयपुर विमुक्ति के साथ काम किया, क्योंकि यहाँ पे ऑल द एलिमेंट्स जिससे सक्सेस मिलता है वो एक्सपेरिमेंट कर रहे थे. जब हमको लगा कि हमारा मॉडल तैयार है तो फिर हमने उसको शुरू किया बाकी जगह ले जाने का. तो पहली बार हमने बेंगलोर में शुरू किया. मैं भी बेंगलोर से आया हूँ. वहाँ पे हमारी 150 बच्चियाँ हैं, छोटा स्कूल है, बट दे आर गोइंग द सेम पाथ. और वहाँ भी 25 बच्चियों से मिला जो कि बस तैयार थी अब वोकेशनल ट्रेनिंग और कॉलेज जाने के लिए.
सो आप लड़कियों को सिर्फ स्कूल तक ही नहीं, उसके कॉलेज तक भी उनको आप एजुकेशन दे रहे हैं, जब तक वो पैरों पे खड़ी नहीं हो जाती.
बिल्कुल ठीक बोला, जब तक अपने पैरों पे खड़ी. अब वो
दिस इज रिमार्केबल आनंद जी, दिस इज रिमार्केबल. आई रियली वांट टू कंग्रेचुलेट यू. मतलब मुझे तो लगता था कि मेरे टॉक शो से ना सिर्फ एक इंसान इंस्पायर होके एक जिंदगी भी बदल जाए तो मेरा पूरा टॉक शो वर्थ इट है. आपने तो पता नहीं कितनी बदल दी मेरे आंखों के सामने. देयर वर सो मेनी स्मार्ट गर्ल्स.
देखिए आप सोचिए, हमारे हिंदुस्तान में अगर आप 18 साल पहले देखें कितनी बच्चियां पैदा हुई
जी,
और आप पूछे कि हाउ मेनी ऑफ देम आर फिनिशिंग हाई स्कूल, द आंसर विल शॉक यू. Only 20% of those who should have finished high school, who were born 18 years ago, only 20% actually finish high school. So बहुत करने को है वंदना जी. But all one can do is make an effort. Hopefully others will learn about the effort through your kind of efforts. And maybe they'll say, look, it's not impossible. It can be done. It doesn't require an arm and a leg, as I say. It requires just what the government normally spends on girls' education. All it requires is some dedication which comes from the non-profits, the charitable societies, कि भाई पूरा पैकेज डिलीवर करना है. ये नहीं कि साहब हमने बच्चों को क्लास में ले आए लेकिन पढ़ा नहीं सकते, बच्चों को टीचर है लेकिन टीचर ट्रेन नहीं है, बच्चों को पेट खाली है तो क्या पढ़ेंगी, उनके हाइजीन की प्रॉब्लम है तो कैसे सॉल्व करेंगी, अगर जो कमज़ोर है उसको कैसे पढ़ाएंगे. इफ़ यू डू द पैकेज which is what Vimukti has shown, which is what Bangalore is showing, which is what दाऊदिया स्कूल इन फिरोज़ाबाद इज शोइंग. मैं आपके शो के बाद मैं फिरोज़ाबाद जा रहा हूँ उनसे मिलने के लिए.
कितने स्कूल्स अभी कितनी जगहों पर?
अब 4 है.
4 है.
और हमारा लक्ष्य है कि अगले 5 सालों में 20 जगह ये विमुक्ति अप्रोच और 10 मंत्रा अप्रोच विल बी अप्लाइंग.
दैट्स लवली। और जो नोएडा वाले स्कूल की आप बात कर रहे थे, उस वो 5th होगा आपका?
वो 5वां होगा।
वो 5वां होगा।
5वां।
हाउ डू यू आइडेंटिफाई? आपको नहीं लगता कि कई बार लोग फेक भी होते हैं? मैं एक दो संस्थाओं में ऐसी में गई हूँ, तो आप कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं कि हाँ ये जेन्युइन है और ये फेक हो सकता है?
हाँ, नहीं, मेरे दोस्त भी ये पूछते हैं।
बिल्कुल।
और बेंगलोर हैदराबाद वालों से पूछो कि लास्ट 1.5 साल क्या किया। बेंगलोर को लगा 1.5 साल टू क्वालिफाई। और हैदराबाद अभी मैंने कमिट किया $60,000 फॉर द फर्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट, वो भी साल भर से लगे हुए हैं। तो पहले तो हम एक टीम भेजते हैं, हमारे जो दोस्त हैं इंडिया बेस्ड, उनकी टीम बना के कि जाके देखो। हमारी एक चेक लिस्ट है, उसमें है ग्रीन लाइट, येलो लाइट एंड रेड लाइट। वो जब मिलके आते हैं, इफ़ देयर इज एनी रेड लाइट वी वोंट टच द स्कूल, एंड इफ़ देयर आर येलो लाइट्स विल वर्क ऑन देम। सो पहले तो वो ड्यू डिलिजेंस होता है। उसके बाद फिर हम कहते हैं आपकी विजन क्या है, आप 10 साल क्या करना चाहते हैं। एंड व्हेन वी हैव अ कन्वर्जेंस कि भाई जो मैंने बताया था, लक्ष्य लिखा हुआ था लव जी की डेस्क के पीछे, which is our vision as well. Right. When we have a confirmation that yes, you are committed to taking the girl to financial independence so she can stand her own 2 feet, then we have an engagement. अच्छा साहब, अब तो विजन में लाइन हो गया। अब आप कहाँ से शुरू कर रहे हैं, अगले साल क्या करेंगे? 3 साल में बिजनेस प्लान बनाते हैं 3 साल का, और जो हैदराबाद से बना है 5 साल का बिजनेस प्लान। वंस द बिजनेस प्लान इज मेड, देन वी से ओके व्हाट इज़ योर बेस लाइन, कितनी गर्ल्स एनरोल्ड हैं, क्या परफॉर्मेंस है उनका, कौन कमज़ोर है, कहाँ जा रही हैं। सो वी मेक अ बेस लाइन एंड देन से ओके इन 12 months what improvements will we make, and once we have that agreement then you say here is your first lot of money on the assumption that you will achieve those goals. If you don't achieve the goals, next year you're going to be in trouble. This is what I call tough love. We work with you to remove all the obstacles in your way. आप कैसा, हमारी तकलीफ है, बिल्डिंग नहीं है तो वो भी है, बस नहीं है तो वो भी कर सकते हैं, खाना नहीं है तो न्यूट्रिशन भी दे सकते हैं। आप कोई भी असुविधा बताएं, वो हम सपोर्ट करेंगे, लेकिन यू हैव टू अचीव द गोल्स दैट यू हैव एग्रीड विद अस। एंड
आपकी टीम है।
वी हैव अ डायरेक्टर बेस्ड इन दिल्ली, वी विजिट द स्कूल रेगुलरली। आई ट्राई टू, कोविड ने तो ख़राब कर दिया था, लेकिन आई ट्राई टू कम एवरी ईयर so that people know that they are being supported, monitored, encouraged, and they're achieving their goals. And if an obstacle comes in the way, you know, we are flexible throughout the year. ये अड़चन आ गई, ये गलती हो गई, लैपटॉप डिस्ट्रॉय हो गए, whatever comes in the way, we remove the obstacle. But it only costs $1 a day.
2 चीज़ें मेरे मन में आई। फर्स्टली, हमारे हिंदुस्तान में कितने सारे आपकी उम्र के लोग होंगे जो एक्चुअली इतने एक्टिव और इतने गिविंग हैं। आई रियली विश कि जो हमारे देश के सीनियर सिटीजन्स हैं, जो हमारे देश में बैठ के इतना काम नहीं कर रहे हैं जितना आप अमेरिका में बैठ के कर रहे हो आनंद जी। जेन्युइनली माई हार्ट इज फिल्ड and puffed with the pride and love and emotion for people like you who have dedicated their last leg of the life towards your country. You feel for your country far more than many people living in our own country. Thank every single Edu-Girl member from bottom of my heart in USA for supporting Edu-Girls, for really doing so much for them. Trust me, I have seen them. I have watched the girls. They are doing amazing. Thank you.
जब मैं IIT दिल्ली गया था तो हमारी फीस थी 200 रुपये और सरकार का खर्चा था 20,000। तो कौन दे रहा था वो पैसे? हमारा समाज ही इन्वेस्ट कर रहा था ना हमारे में। हम गए अमेरिका, नौकरी कर ली, वर्ल्ड बैंक ज्वाइन कर लिया, पैसे कमा लिए, फिर ख्याल आया कि हमने समाज को क्या दिया। सो मेरे कहने का मतलब है कि आई एम ऑल्सो ग्रेटफुल फॉर दिस opportunity to give back. Or what better time? You've reached the pinnacle of your professional career, you've retired, you have free time on your hand. Kitna golf खेलोगे? You have a chance to give back and make a difference. See, I've come across many Indian diaspora who feel like I do, want to give back to the society that developed them and enabled them to succeed. Their primary concern is my money going to produce results and is it being used effectively and efficiently. So what we spend a lot of time offering is focus, that we only do one thing, we do it well, which means we spend your money very efficiently. 95 cents on every dollar actually goes to a school to do education. We do it effectively in the sense that every penny produces a result. So people know that when you invest in Edu-Girls, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get 100% pass rate, you're going to get 70% of the kids doing distinction, you'll get 90% of the kids who go on to develop a career, and you even get a report on what is the average income of the girl after she gets into a job. Once people are satisfied that yes, their money is being used efficiently, effectively, and everything is transparent, every penny that we spend on our website, there's an accounting showing where the money goes. So as people get comfortable, and that's why, from $9,000 in 2012 to raise $1 million last year is basically an evidence that people want to give. They want to have assurance that the money is producing results and is being used well, and they will give more. So the more the message goes out, and this event on day before, more the message goes out that these girls are actually standing on their own 2 feet and getting financially independent, and 90% of those who started are finishing school and finishing high school, getting jobs. Once the word gets around, I'm sure more and more people would like to join in and take it to a higher place.
I feel there should be talk shows to celebrate people's good work, and people should be more interested in really doing good work. Our world needs it.
Now there is an opportunity to celebrate. We see the problems, you see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
People like Vimukti and other schools are showing that it can be done, and now we should begin to celebrate through your process and say, look, it can be done, let's go ahead and do it. My way is simple. Lage raho.
Lage raho.
Keep at it. The solution will be found, and is being found. And find partners who will take you to higher levels.
And
like
I
you.
also wish you all the best in developing as many as schools possible that you can, and bring their livelihood and make the girls independent. And you have done it, you're doing it, and you will kill it.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to get the message out. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anandji. Thank you.